What's going on, y'all? It's your favorite drunk of noon, Belichick calling all the plays. Thank you for joining us on Drunk Us Podcast. Tune in to hear the latest news on sports, gambling advice, fantasy sports, and trade rumors, and more. It's raw in the cut. You don't want to miss this shit. Make sure to follow us on all platforms, including our YouTube at Drunk Us Podcast.
I don't think Giannis takes any game though.
Yeah, I don't think Giannis.
No,
I don't think it's full tilt.
Yeah, I mean,
He's
it's crazy because we getting like a vintage like Giannis season right now.
Yeah.
Like he goes crazy every
30 and
single
12.
game. Like he has like a lick in his eye.
Yeah,
It's fucking
he wants
crazy.
it.
I did take him to win MVP at the beginning of the year. I'm
Damn,
taking
Luka.
something
Who
off
y'all, so since we talking about MVP, let's just talk about that real quick. Who was y'all front runner right now for MVP?
Man, I mean,
It's between three motherfuckers for me.
so obviously I feel like Luka's got to be up there.
Yeah, it gotta be.
And then obviously Giannis could probably be up in the
Giannis gotta
conversation
be
too.
up there.
And then Shea.
Yeah, that's my three.
Shea
That's my
been
three.
Shea been in a different bag this year.
He been hooping.
Like they second in the Western Conference.
yeah, he's
Came
been
out of the first place. Like it's
Mhm.
like I wouldn't have expected that out of them, and maybe that's just has to do with Chet and him, kind of being in that role that they need, a big man role that is versatile and can, play all over the floor. But
Mhm.
I mean, yeah, those three guys, I feel like those just have to be the front runners.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
I mean, my pick right now has got to be SGA. I mean,
SGA.
and it's nice because they're such a built for the regular season team. They got a
Facts.
whole bunch of young players.
Yeah.
They usually play every single game.
Yeah.
They don't really take nights off like a
He's
lot of the
hooping,
veteran
bro.
teams. And I mean, you just watch him. He just goes at his own pace to
Yeah.
where he doesn't
He
have to
really
be
does.
overly athletic where he has
Yeah.
to blow past people.
Yeah.
He can just kind of do
Straight
that.
skill. He doing that
Herky
shit
jerky,
straight.
yeah,
no threes
draw
too though.
contact. Yep, exactly.
He doing that shit straight middies.
And it
Yeah,
sounds
layups.
Yep,
sounds-
exactly.
it sounds cliche to say, but like it just seems like now with the team around him and he got the pieces around him, I really feel like the game is just like slowing down for him.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
Like
sure.
he don't take any threes. Like he's
Yeah.
all mid range. Like he's
Yeah.
like a revamped like DeMar DeRozan, just turns his game and like how he can attack you, and you can't really do anything about it just because his
Yeah.
size and
He just get into a spot.
Yeah.
You can't stop him.
Yeah.
He's breaking your ass down. He get into that spot.
Yeah.
So I want to move topics to my guy. I've been battling this beef with Ty Shy for about 2-3 years now about Klay Thompson. I was on his ass a little bit, about Klay Thompson. And I started doing my little research. Not even research, just started watching him more. How do we feel about Klay Thompson right now? Do we feel like he has to move on? Do we feel like how do we feel about Klay?
It's low-key just sad.
It is sad.
I mean, I grew up, obviously, I'm a Brown fan, so I
Yeah.
think Brown to go. So
Yeah,
obviously,
for sure.
when they had those battles against the Warriors, I hated the fucking Warriors.
Yeah,
That's-
I hate it too. And I think
like-
that's when my Klay Thompson hate started.
Yeah, that's what my Klay Thompson hate. But when you take a look back at it, it's really hard to hate this man. I
Yeah.
mean, he was a mid first round pick,
Yeah.
obviously. So I mean, he didn't have that much high expectations. I mean, just to
For sure.
kind of see where it's at. So I mean, it's a little sad, honestly, just to
Yeah.
kind of see them, go down like that. I mean, I don't think they're going to trade him because I think I think it's all about Steph.
Yeah.
What Steph wants to do. They're going to do whatever Steph wants to do. And Steph will rather, I think, go down with those two guys, that have been there the whole step of the way and then try to, ring chase. I think if he never got another ring again, I mean, obviously he's a competitor. He wants to get one, but I think he'd rather go out, swinging with those guys that he came in
Facts.
with than,
Yeah, for sure.
jump ship. I don't know. Jimmy, what
For
you think?
sure.
I mean, I feel like I agree with that. I mean, it feels like at this point now, it's like if they haven't traded him and they've been rolling with the same roster, the same core guys, Draymond, Steph, Klay, and then you want to throw in, Andrew Wiggins, Kevon Looney, guys that have been there for the last few years. It's like, would you want to go somewhere else? Like, do you want the team to trade you? Like, do you have a really a say in that? Because it's like, if I started with this team, we had all the success. Like, y'all haven't gotten rid of me. Why, might as well just keep him and let it ride out. Who knows what's going to happen? I mean, as long as you have Steph.
Ask you to join us, Jay.
Welcome, Jay.
Hello, brothers. Hello, brothers.
Yeah, man. Like you were saying though, I feel like at this point in his career, I feel like he has to jump ship. I think he has to go somewhere, start fresh, and do y'all think if Klay Thompson, even in his prime, will he be able to go somewhere else and take over a team?
I
No.
don't think that's the right question. I think even the right question is
Yeah,
what team
what
what
fit
team
him?
would fit Klay Thompson fit with, and what team would
Right.
want to go out their way and spend resources for Klay Thompson?
In
I
his
don't think-
prime or now?
right now, I mean,
Right,
I don't think
yeah,
he
no,
moves-
no,
I don't
no,
even think
no,
he
yeah.
moves the needle really for any type
Yeah.
of contending team to really,
You think I'll see him going to the
Who?
Heat?
he
I can see him going to Heat, just spot up.
he would go to the Heat and just fuck around and
So-
get hot again.
Hey, that's what I'm saying. That's what would happen, bro. I think that would be the perfect spot for him.
those motherfuckers
So let me
are
ask y'all
zombies.
this: if he goes to the Heat, does he come off the bench? Is he starting over Tyler
Come
Hero?
off the bench.
Come off the bench?
He would have to come off the bench.
Six
I mean,
man.
yeah.
I feel like that would be a better role for him.
I
Yeah.
feel like that would lessen. I feel like that would take the attention off him too. I feel like he can get
For
back
sure.
to being his old self. Like he just came off the bench and had 35.
Right?
Yeah.
So it's like I don't think we're talking about woes right now. I don't think it's really a woe. I think it's more of it's like the lack of his consistency. Like we so used to him being so consistent. Now it's like it's 4 points here, 35 points here, 16 points here, 7 because he's still averaging 17 points. So it's not like he just out there being ass. It's just like the inconsistency is where we're not used to seeing. So that's like now we like over. I don't know if we overdoing it or like we just like just not used to seeing it.
I think it just gets highlighted more just because it's the Warriors. Yeah. And we've seen the Warriors at their peak. And we've seen them be the dynasty that everybody, you know, that we grew up watching them, you know, beating LeBron and the Cavs. And, you know, so it's like we've seen them at their best. So it's like it's kind of weird to just see them just kind of cruising through and seeing all these young teams kind of
like their Chiefs. It's kind of like the Chiefs a little bit. Like when they won that championship, he was like, man, what the fuck? That team ain't supposed to be here.
No facts.
Like, and it's kind of like, fuck no. I mean, I said about the Chiefs too, so it's like, I mean, anything can happen in basketball.
I don't think they're gonna win the championship necessarily, but I wouldn't just completely like write them off. Like write them off. They have been playing a little bit better recently. I mean, I think the biggest
reason is they're about to win the championship.
No.
Okay.
I don't think. I just think the Western
Conference. That's all I wanted to ask because y'all made it seem like they was about to.
I just think the Western Conference is so stacked now.
It is.
So it's like really hard to say like, oh yeah, the Warriors are gonna come out the West.
Got a lot of young dogs out here.
A lot of them.
It's a lot.
You look at the Timberwolves and doing this thing. Yeah, the Thunder. The Clippers obviously are making their run.
You still got Denver.
You know, still got Denver in the mix.
Phoenix. I got a question, everybody. So obviously, right now, I think we have to, give Denver the benefit of the doubt and say that Denver's still in the West.
Right.
Who do we think besides Denver, can kind of give them the biggest, threat out of coming out of the West?
That's a tough question. I mean,
who's giving?
I would say
the toughest threat out of the West. Wow.
I don't even like that. I don't even like it. But I mean, matchup wise, scoring, I feel like that's the only team in the West that can match them far as scoring.
Size, I feel like
Suns.
I mean,
I don't like that size.
That's a good take.
I mean, Bradley Beal, Devin Booker.
But Brad Beal too inconsistent, bro. He can't stay healthy.
Exactly. Yeah, that's the only thing.
That nigga will come back from an injury, play like 2 games, pull something, then he out for another week and a half.
Do you think his injuries, or do you think this nigga low, man? Like,
how do you low manage when you on a team?
I think he hurt.
He really don't think
he hurt.
No, he's hurt.
I mean, he's got even like a fucking broken nose right now.
Yeah, it's like it's hard to say it's low management because you could look at Kawhi and be like, oh, okay, throughout Kawhi's years, like with his hip and you know, all the injuries that he had when he was in San Antonio. And then obviously the low management when he was in Toronto too. Like you could kind of see, like you could say that's low management just because of the wear and tear. But like Brad Beal it ain't like he been playing any like high level basketball, like playing in the playoffs or whatever. He just kind of been like doing his thing to hopefully go to a team.
He was hooping. So I mean, I don't know, man. I love Brad Beal. I'm a big Brad Beal guy because I used to be in this argument with Ty Shy about Klay Thompson and Brad Beal. Like, who would you take? Yeah. And I said, like, bro, if I'm starting a team between these two individuals in their prime, I need Bradley Beal.
Who you taking right now, though?
Come on,
I'm
bro.
taking Bradley Beal still.
Klay Thompson's a Hall of Famer. Bradley Beal's not going to Hall of Fame.
For sure. But Klay
Thompson's a Hall of Famer.
It's the NBA. It's the basketball Hall of Fame, bro. It's not hard to get.
What has Bradley Beal
done? Here we go.
Nothing.
Look, Craig over there shaking his head. He like, hell no. Craig like, hell no.
Let me ask you this.
I don't think Bradley Beal goes to Hall of Fame.
What credentials besides points per game does Bradley Beal have?
That's all you need there.
But you got to think about it too, right? Because you can do the same thing with Melo. Because people won't do this like the Melo conversation. But I'm not trying to compare Bradley Beal to Melo because
come on, bro.
Yeah, no, the whole points thing. I agree with that too. So we do the
points thing. Guys, you know I'm a ride for
Bradley Beal. As far as me being like
Bradley Beal's
like watching being a nigga being a hooper, I'm taking Bradley Beal over Klay Thompson because Klay Thompson is a systematic player. If you don't have the right coaches or players around him, he's not going to score.
Wait. I'm sorry. No. I'm sorry. His career averages are 22, 4 and 4. He's a Hall of Famer. That's a Hall of Famer.
Yes. If I'm building a team, I'm saying because you would have to build a perfect team, just like the Warriors is a perfect situation for him to be in.
That's fact.
But Bradley Beal could be a number one option, whereas Klay Thompson can't be your number one option.
Let me put it this way. I don't think Bradley Beal has shown that he cannot be the number one.
Clearly, he did that in Washington.
The team was terrible.
Let me get this off real quick. Bradley Beal proved for about 7-8 years that he is not, the number one. He can't be the number one. Bro. Now, I get what you're saying. While maybe Bradley Beal can get a shot off. While Bradley Beal can get a shot off the dribble easier.
Yeah,
I get that. and that's easier to just kind of throw the ball at somebody and get a bucket. But I mean, come on now.
Yeah.
We're talking about probably the second best, greatest 3-point shooter of all time. An all-pro and all defensive player.
4 rings.
He contributes way more to a championship team than
Bradley Beal never had a championship.
That wasn't my whole thing.
And Bradley Beal's never been the number one option for 7-8 years. When he first got to Washington, John Wall was the number one option.
And then they got rid of John Wall. He started dropping 50, 60,
everything.
Like he literally was going crazy, but that Washington was terrible.
Like you said, it wasn't contributing to wins, but it's like also that team was poverty. Like you put Klay Thompson over there, them niggas would have had 12 wins.
Literally, they'd have been worse.
They'd have been worse.
They would have literally.
Like that's why you gotta build it.
Like come on,
it's not like I'm saying Klay is like I'm not saying like
Klay has to play in that player.
I'm saying that he's a more
systematic
player.
If
I'm starting the team, I need he's a
system player.
I think you guys are confused at who can get a bucket.
It's not about who can get a bucket, but the thing is, Klay can't carry his own team like Bradley Beal can.
Besides scoring off the dribble, what
Klay Thompson handle a double?
He's a better facilitator than Klay Thompson.
Klay Thompson handle a double team. That nigga can't even dribble.
Now he can't dribble.
A nigga double team him, he's chalked. Have you ever seen a double team?
He's a systematic player. He plays in that great system, bro.
Anyway,
there's nothing wrong with saying that.
So speaking about basketball, so how do y'all feel about this? We got a great line, a little matchup ahead of us. The Wemby and Chet shit, that's a great matchup for years ahead of us. Like even the same conference,
even
like
before they were in the NBA,
they played USA versus the where was he from? Europe? What
for France? Yeah, he gave Chet a bucket.
So
hey, Wemby's different though, bro.
Hey, but so who y'all got rated rookie of the year right now?
So
Chet number one, like in the rating so far, but y'all think he is.
So like if you look at
Wemby just started going crazy though.
So Wemby averaging like 20 points, 10 boards, 3 blocks a game.
Yeah,
shooting splits like that bad. Like he's shooting just under 50%.
He's shooting. He brought his percentages up because he was shooting low at first. Then he started bringing it up.
But Chet,
it would help if he had a point guard.
Chet damn near shooting 50, 40, 90.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy.
Yes, he's shooting 53% from the field, like 40% from 3, and then
efficient as fuck,
bro.
But I think the edge over this is Wemby's defense. Like he already got the offense. He's about to be. He about to be defensive player of the year.
Yeah, so you could argue that Wemby could be.
Yeah, this nigga about to be defensive player.
But you could argue Chet averages 2.6 blocks a game.
What's Wemby like 3.9?
He's like a 3.
Yeah.
See, but I think blocks are a little skewed though. Like you can't.
I think Wemby.
I think Wemby get 10 blocks.
He makes
like that nigga get 10
blocks
in one game and then none in the next game.
That's true. And Chet does also play for a way better team with way better pieces around him.
Exactly.
But I don't know, man. I just feel like you look at Wemby stats like 20 and 10 and 3 blocks. Like
they both. I love.
He's getting history that have averaged 20 and 10.
Who does that matchup remind y'all of? Like when y'all look back at historical big man, who does that kind of remind y'all of?
It's nothing like it.
I mean, I was gonna say I don't really think there's any two comparable bigs that you could. It's because they just play different. You know, Wemby and Chet can both play on the perimeter, play all over the floor. Like
only people I can really think about is like KG and Dirk. Like that's like the closest thing I get in my head. Like I can really, I can really think that mobile that can take off the dribble.
Been balling. They moved him to center, and that's when he started going crazy. Like they take him out of that power forward position, put him in center position.
I just want to point something out too. It's like fucking criminal, like what the Spurs like are doing, like
robbery.
Like, that roster
why the fuck do they have so
terrible?
They gotta be
so high.
Like, bro.
I was about to say,
I'd rather watch Big Sky college basketball. Honestly, I swear to God, like the Spurs and watch Sohan bring the ball up. Like I don't,
bro. It's off. Do y'all think they take it?
Y'all
think they take it for the dude from Paris?
Nobody should be. No,
the baby Wemby.
No, the other dude from
Sar. Yeah, this is a good point you brought up because I think maybe they are trying to tank for like a high lottery draft pick, but I think if you have a player like this special, I mean, like he's putting up numbers that
you got to go.
Have only been like you got to go get somebody a point guard to like.
So why don't we trade them assets and just get somebody that we already know good? Because you know these college players ain't worth much.
You got Keldon Johnson, you got Vassell, you got other pieces that you can get rid of. You could start Jones. Like, why don't y'all start? What is it? Tyus? Is it Tyus?
No, Trey Jones.
That's your brother. Yeah, like why don't they start Trey? Like,
I just feel like with them, like at the start of the season, it almost looked like they weren't trying to get Wemby the ball.
Yeah,
the
first like 45 games. I was like, come on, bro.
You would think
he's doing this the whole game. Like he's doing this like.
It don't matter.
The motherfucker's 8 feet tall, bro. Just throwing the ball in the paint. It's crazy.
Sohan really wasn't capable of throwing that pass.
I can't remember who it was yesterday.
I don't know what they got.
Somebody threw Wemby a oop. I forgot who it was. I was watching the Rising Stars game last night.
This man, bro,
no, he threw him a lob. Like he was probably like halfway in the middle of the paint. literally took the ball, turned around, and just threw it in the hoop all in one motion.
This is why when Wemby goes to Dallas, it's going to be family.
Yeah,
all right, Tay.
man.
All right, Tay.
Man.
Tay talk about
y'all
y'all
watch this game and smile. What is that?
You think he's going to Dallas?
Yeah, we can talk about
Luka's
it.
more likely to
Bullshit.
leave Dallas than anybody going to Dallas, in my opinion.
I don't think anyone.
I don't think Mark Cuban let that happen.
San Antonio.
Man, Mark Cuban ain't. I mean, he's still.
still ain't got his hand in that. I say, I know he still got his hand, but he still got the operation.
That situation is fishy. I'll say that.
Yeah,
I think it's fishy. The whole Mark Cuban shit.
I think he saw where the NBA was. I think he saw where the NBA is going, bro.
Yeah.
I think because you got to think their next media deal is coming up, and the NBA ratings have been dipping lately.
No, what I think it is. No, what I think it is he knows that Luka will probably end up leaving at some point free agency. So I think that's why he doesn't want to get out. He wants to get out of there.
Yeah, he knew something. I say he knew something because he got.
I think it's gonna be that media, right, bro? I think also this is a hot take, real quick. The NBA is gonna be like the Live Golf League sooner or later.
Compared to what though? To like the NFL?
As far as like they're gonna have foreign investors in the NBA.
I mean, yeah, but that's just good. Yeah, they already have that now.
Like it's gonna be like you're gonna see like Arabic stuff on the course, like the Emirates. You're gonna start seeing that stuff. Like watch. Like I'm telling you, watch.
I think the NBA just needs to find ways to.
They're not because they're gonna have to take the game now to different platforms to be able to get media coverage. Because like a lot of these big broadcasting companies aren't gonna want the NBA because the ratings going down. Like they aren't like the NFL. Like they don't put the numbers up like the NFL does.
Well, I will say the NFL has also made changes to like. I mean, they moved teams. They put a team in Vegas.
Yeah.
And Adam Silver was just talking about on the Pat McAfee show the other day. He said we still have a year left after this year on our our TV deal. Yeah. So once that's up, then they're gonna look to
they're gonna have to go to the
team, put a team in Vegas, put the team somewhere else, and
I think they're gonna bring a basketball team there.
They're gonna have to
5 years. They're
gonna have to bring something to.
We know that to Vegas.
What you got to think? Look at Sean.
I mean, like,
is that gonna be enough to favor Sonics though?
No, I think the thing the NBA is like having an issue with is just like any other sport besides football. Like I think every other sport right now is struggling, because people are like consuming the games. Like you'll just kind of see like a Twitter highlight or like a TikTok and be like, okay, like I caught the game. But like football is like the only sport where it's like
sit down and
you feel like it's still like watching it live like matters. Like being in the conversation like matters because it's only like a couple days a week and like that. I feel like football is really the only sport to like
because it's
truly capture the live.
It really is our soccer. Like how like when you go to England or you go to these other countries around the world, like their soccer is that like that is for them is like what our NFL is for us. Like they only play once a week maybe.
And I think that's the biggest
thing too. Like
for sure,
you watch
Sundays.
Watch your homeboy. You ain't going to watch basketball
Sundays.
Like y'all might go catch a drink or whatever. On a good game,
like a good like Saturday
playoffs. No, you might even it's maybe not into the playoffs.
Nigga better not call me and be like, hey, bro, let's go to Lenny's and grab a drink.
Let's go watch the
Like what?
It's like our group chat be flashing during the NFL though. Like that's what I'm saying. Like we all be tuned in to like the games though.
But I think that has to do with just the fact that like every game in the NFL, like I don't want to say every game matters, but every game is important in some way.
But what do you think like the NFL is doing that is making the product?
I don't really think it's anything that they're doing. I just think
how football is.
And I just think the level of competition is just. I mean, there was NBA
but let's be honest, the NBA was at a peak by the time, bro. We're like, you know what I'm saying? Like the NBA had its days, the NFL had its days. Like the NFL then came and encroached on almost all the NBA game, like all the game days.
There's no load management.
They took over Christmas.
Yeah, they
took over
did.
Christmas. They took over Martin Luther King Day. Like they took all that shit over, bro.
Like
all the nigga days. Black Friday.
Like I'm such a football junkie where like even if it's not the best game, like if it's like the Raiders, Texans, like
that's because you niggas.
I'm watching that over like Celtics,
Lakers.
Like honestly,
for real, bro.
Football,
like I was being nasty. Like I was being nasty. Like a lot of those games, like the Thursday night games, where I was texting you, I'm like, bro, I don't want to watch this nasty ass game. But guess what? I watched all 4 quarters, damn near all the time. Like it was like, it was the Bears versus like the Cardinals or some shit like that. We would literally be watching that shit all the way through.
Yeah, that shit is nasty.
But like
gambling got us in the chokehold, man. Free my niggas that bet.
I have successfully retired from betting.
Yeah,
I won Super Bowl Sunday. Super Bowl Sunday got some cheese.
FanDuel retired.
I won on Super Bowl Sunday. I told y'all don't ever bet against Pat Mahomes.
No, you can't do that.
I told you
can't do that either.
So I do got a question for y'all. So since we still on All-Star Weekend, you see me out here with this fly ass jacket. This bitch older than me, but you feel me? But we still in here talking about All-Star Weekend. So they got the 3-point dunk contest today. So the 3-point contest, it's always gonna be in the skills challenge. So 3-point, I'm gonna talk about 3-point contest first. We got a lot of good contestants in there. We got like Laurie Marketing, Trae Young, Damian Lillard, Malik Beasley,
Tyrese
Halliburton. Who was one more person in it? I can't think of it right now off the top of my head. That's for the dunk.
That's the dunk contest.
Yeah. So for the 3, who would y'all pick out of these people?
I think last year I don't know if y'all remember last year. Tyrese Halliburton went crazy. He went fucking stupid in the first round. And he literally, that was the first round. Yeah, and then he said
he flamed out.
Well, the problem was he went like right in the middle of the pack, and then he didn't go until like the very end,
so he got cold
in the second round. So he got cold.
Yeah.
So now I feel like he got something to prove. Like he want to come out and win. Obviously, they in Indy. Like he want to show up for the crowd. Like
for sure.
I can definitely
Karl
see him.
Anthony Towns was the last one that we forgot.
Really?
I mean,
yeah.
he
Malik Beasley.
Yeah, I said
yeah, but yeah, Karl Anthony Towns is the other one we forgot.
Cat
Which
fuck that guy.
Cat could fuck around and win that bitch.
He can plus 700.
Look.
Wow.
Fuck around and win that.
Very doable.
If we're talking about, all right, if we're just talking about
straight
kind of
shooting,
gambling for this thing.
Yeah.
If I say everyone, don't take the favorite.
Don't take the favorite.
It's right now.
Don't ever take the
Isn't Dame the
favorite.
favorite right now?
Yeah,
Probably.
This is such a
Plus
fluky.
400. Yeah, don't take
It just
Dame.
matters to get
Well,
hot.
Halliburton,
It's
take
matters
Trey.
about, like,
Shout out Glove, but don't take
I'm
Dame.
taking Trey.
take a Trey.
Take it, Trey.
Take it, Trae Young.
Has he won before?
No, but I feel like he got a chip on his shoulder. He might go crazy today.
I mean, does he really though?
I mean,
No,
shit, he got
that nigga-
snubbed.
He got a lot of.
I mean, he did get snubbed in the All-Star game, but it's like, oh, I
row
won.
he got snubbed.
That
Well-
nigga Mike got a chip on his shoulder. He going through a divorce. He might go out there and try to scorch some shit. He might go out there, bitch. He gonna be there, bitch.
He go
Every
find
jumper.
That nigga's just depressed. That nigga's depressed that he in Milwaukee right now, bro. That's what it is. He gotta watch Stannis play. Stannis or whatever. That nigga's
Thought juice. He said that nigga thought juice out there.
Hey, that
shooting.
nigga's awful.
Hey man,
That nigga's awful, bro.
We gonna take a short commercial break,
Jesus.
man. We'll be right back on Judge Us podcast, man. Thank you. Take it. Do the Black Widow.
Yo, we are back. Real quick before we get started, we're gonna shout out our sponsors, man, of Village Academy, Black Lido and Mud Talk Podcast. Shout out to all three of them. Thank y'all.
Appreciate
And we
you.
also what did you shout out the bottle already or not?
Oh, yeah,
we
I did
did.
that, but you want to shout out again?
We're gonna do it again.
man.
Victor George Vodka, man. Thank you. We appreciate it. Black owned liquor. We getting turned up today to this.
Yeah.
Made in America. Shout out
Nobody
to them
gets
as well,
this
man.
goddamn skunk in this bitch. Man.
Yes, sir. You want them more? Oh,
That's
yeah,
some good
yeah.
vodka right there.
Yep. So, what y'all want to kick off? We're going with the NFL, right? We're going with the NFL.
Yeah, we're drinking on that VG, man.
Man. So let's talk about Super Bowl, man. Let's talk about the wrap up from that, the fallout from that. And obviously, we ain't even gonna talk about that as much, but let's talk about Pat Mahomes, man. So, the conversation was pretty much, is Pat Mahomes the GOAT over Tom
That's
Brady?
why he's the GOAT. He's the GOAT.
So that's the talk right now. That's the talk of who's the GOAT right now. And I think a lot of people are getting a little carried away with the Patrick Mahomes.
I already knew you were gonna say that.
Maybe
Bro, okay. So look, this is our thing, and we
live in the
just
moment
talked
right
about
now.
this yesterday. We living in a moment, but also I won't argue and say Pat Mahomes is the greatest quarterback I've ever saw in my life.
Yeah.
But he has to still do obviously.
sure.
He has to do more to become that GOAT conversation. But
If
he
he
is
gets five-
the best quarterback I ever saw. in my
So
life.
I think if he get 5, he gotta be there.
I think if he gets 4, he's there low key.
4 though.
I think he
Tom
wants one
was
more.
7.
I mean, I understand that, but like this,
Like I know
Tom-
rings don't really mean anything in
that's
terms of like
true, though, bro.
who's the
That's
term to go, but like
That's
we talk
true.
about.
If he went
Tom
5 before
and
10,
Pat-
it's gonna be insane.
Yeah,
Yeah.
beginning, middle, and
But so did Pat though.
In the middle,
Pat,
yeah.
Pat did it. So I look
Look at it,
like
not on
he-
end yet.
So if you right.
I
But
know
if you
him.
look at it, like if you look at where they were at Pat's point in his career, what is this? He's
This nigga 3 for
5th
5?
season,
This is
3 for 5 in 6
season.
years.
This is 6 or 7 season.
It's a 6 year,
Yeah,
and he's
He
28.
was drafted in
and Tom-
2017, right?
yeah, but this is
Yeah.
Okay,
the
yeah, so
first year
16, he just
playing.
finished his 6th.
And Tom
Yeah,
was the same way. He won
yeah.
his first ring when he started his first year 2, and then he lost,
Shit, I
and then they
knew
won
it
2 in a row.
Yeah.
So he won. He had 3 rings at
Same path.
27.
Yeah,
So
the
it's
same
like they
path.
definitely on the same trajectory.
They're on the same trajectory.
And in terms of like, but Pat, I mean, I don't know, man. I just
think
feel
the
like
team
Pat.
Pat
Just,
doing it with his.
The thing is, too, though.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
how long is
It's
Andy
worse.
Reid gonna coach though? Because I
Shit,
think that
we
plays.
fucking
I think
nine.
that
I
plays-
feel like he
that
can
plays
coach.
a huge part.
I feel like he can coach for as long as he wants to.
How old is
now.
Andy Reid right
I
now?
don't know, but he evolves with the game, bro. Andy Reid is one
No,
of the
I'm not-
coaches.
And I'm not
I
saying
know,
like
yeah,
he's
no.
like that, but his age.
You think
That's what I'm
he
thinking.
just gonna give up? I mean, like his coach is way older than him though. Like that
Not
coach.
really. Andy Reid is 65. Andy Reid is 65.
Because I got
Okay, talk
some
shit,
thoughts as a Buccaneers fan here.
Talk
So about Tom
Here we
Brady.
go.
So
Oh man,
let me say that. Let me point out that Tom Brady did fucking beat Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl and the AFC Championship.
Who
But
did
I
it?
digress.
Who
I
did
digress.
it? What team did it? You tell
The
them who did it.
Buccaneers beat the Chiefs. in the
Yeah,
Super Bowl.
tell them who did
Yeah,
it.
I thought you
The
said-
Buccaneers beat the
Period.
Super Bowl. But
that offense, he was missing his left tackle and right tackle.
Yeah,
And
that
so
offensive
let me
line.
say this though. Let me say this though.
come on,
He is the greatest quarterback. Patrick Mahomes is the greatest quarterback.
It's
of all
hard
time.
to really argue that, bro.
It didn't really hurt because like I love Tom Brady.
hey,
He brought the ring to Tampa Bay
Hey.
when we were like the
Forever
most
grateful.
bad franchise. But like I think what it comes down to is okay. I don't think the stats. So you can really compare the stats between the two.
Because Tom played long.
Because Tom Brady was playing kind of more in this era. Tom Brady was be slinging. I think people kind of mistake those early years, Tom Brady, the defense carried them all. That first year was, but after that, Tom was slinging.
It was all time.
But I think what it comes down to, it's if Tom Brady went 10 years without winning a Super Bowl, which is kind of crazy to think about, but the NFL is such parity where that can happen.
Yeah,
I really cannot see Pat Mahomes going 10 years without winning one. But I think what fucked up is this last Super Bowl because this is the one that they weren't supposed to win.
Yeah,
this is the one that
we was
had the receiving core issues, which I mean, on the second episode of the podcast, I did kind of still have him as a Super Bowl pick, so I want to point that out. But it really is hard to imagine this man going 10 years without going to another Super Bowl.
Especially after, like you said, especially after this last Super Bowl, he went in with Kadarius Toney was the number one receiver. He was a healthy scratch.
Yeah.
He went in with Marquez Valdes-Scantling, who dropped passes all year.
Can't catch a cold off.
No, and Rashee Rice, he was great. He came along, but he didn't do shit in the Super Bowl. He had 20 yards on 2 or 3 catches.
And it's that
they played the whole year when it
get worse.
Right.
Bro,
no, really can't get worse than that.
I think a lot of people when they say Tom Brady never had weapons, bro, that nigga has had multiple
Hall
of Fame receivers.
Whoa,
Randy Moss, Wes Welker,
multiple.
What?
Welker,
but he was
not a Hall of Famer.
He was really good.
Not a Hall of Famer.
I'm not saying he's a Hall of Famer. I'm not saying he's a Hall of Famer.
He's played with
Dante Stallworth.
Dante Stallworth is not a Hall of Famer. Come on, bro.
I'm talking about weapons.
He's great. He's a great receiver.
Randy Moss and Rob are his only 2 Hall of Fame receivers that he played with.
He has had way. He didn't want to better.
He didn't win a ring.
But that's what I'm saying. His receivers weren't that great.
Okay. If you were to compare outside of Randy Moss, if you were to compare the Patriots receivers during that stretch and the Chiefs receivers,
way better.
Come on, man.
Way better.
He got fucking Tyreek Hill. He did.
That was one receiver.
Right.
That's one.
This nigga had at least 1 or 2 weapons.
Randy Moss they went undefeated with Randy Moss. What do you mean?
I don't like this argument because Tom Brady made 5
Y'all not gonna say my shit
like that. Fuck Tom Brady. Man, Patrick Mahomes is the best quarterback ever knows playing. Tom Brady is the GOAT, but I think that Patrick Mahomes is
right behind
them.
He is right behind them.
He's there. I think he might be there.
This shit Mahomes
if they three-peat?
Fuck the stats.
A three-peat?
The pass he throwing is ridiculous. The passes was crazy.
Oh, yeah.
I think the only
throwing, I'd be like, what
the only other nigga that I've seen that throw the ball that is Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers has that that arm talent
he would be the first nigga three-peat, wouldn't he?
Jordan Love.
First team to ever three-peat. So Jay, if the Chiefs three-peat next year,
that nigga go.
Then where do you put him?
I had nothing.
You have to go. You have to put him as a go if he was
a go.
Because Tom couldn't even do that.
3-piece insane.
3-piece is insane because this is the thing. And that's what we saying. If you was gonna catch the Chiefs, this was the year. If you were Buffalo, this was the year. If you were Ravens, this was the year. Y'all fucked up
because they're only gonna get better. Obviously, they know their biggest problem is their receiving core. They're gonna get that adjusted, get that taken care of.
So talking about this, do y'all think anybody can catch Mahomes? Coming up, near future.
I know somebody gonna say Burrow. I know one gonna say Burrow.
I mean,
you say Caleb
Williams. Yeah. He gonna be a bust.
A bust? I don't think
they don't like Caleb though.
I stole my stock. I stole my stock. I was a fan. I was a fan at first, and I stole my stock, bro. I started this season showed a lot of parity on Caleb Williams.
Yeah, I never
a lot there and there.
I mean, but the talent and the ceiling is still there for Caleb Williams.
I think he's gonna rub his teammates the wrong way. I think it's gonna be a lot of things. I think it's gonna be a lot that we're not thinking.
Maybe, but I feel like he'll get real humbled in the NFL locker room.
I mean, he got humbled this past season.
Not really though, because who's really challenging him?
But wait, back to the Mahomes thing. Back to the Mahomes thing before we get too much.
Yeah.
I think there's 3 quarterbacks that if they're playing at their best can match his level. I'm gonna go Josh Allen. I still think Josh Allen, no matter what people say, I still think he's the second best quarterback in the league. I don't care what people say.
That's y'all.
I'll go Josh Allen.
I'm not agreeing with that.
Joe Burrow.
Me either.
And they're going to be my Super Bowl pick next year because I don't know why I can't quit the fucking Bengals, but I swear to God, they're going to win the Super Bowl next year.
Please,
I'll get that take off right now.
They're about to go back there.
Wow.
Joe Burrow. And number 3, I'll say number 3 is kind of 3A, 3B between Jordan Love and CJ.
I'm about to be right with the Bengals.
I think Lamar, I think that's kind of the best season we're going to get from Lamar.
Facts.
Last year. I think if Lamar couldn't win it last year at home, against them. I don't think he's going to get
as
it
a
done.
one seed.
His first MVP season was better than this.
I mean, but yeah, but look at the
team.
I mean, the team, the
Way
team
better.
around them is just.
I mean, their corners and shit was hurt. I mean,
Yeah,
but a lot of people.
Yeah, but I would give those quarterbacks as the quarterbacks. I think they can still challenge Mahomes. Like,
all right, I'm gonna throw y'all.
do that number, though.
It's funny, and it's funny because it's like I don't think the Texans are gonna be. I don't know. They still got. I think this might have been a fluke season. I don't want to say fluke season, but it might have been a fluke
rookie
season.
quarterback, rookie coach.
This might have been a fluke season.
I think it could have been because you couldn't
might
game
have
plan
been a
against them
fluke
because they don't have no film on.
And
them.
I'm not saying
though.
CJ and CJ's grown on me a lot, so I'm not saying pause. I'm
Definitely
not saying,
has.
but he's grown on me a
Yeah,
lot, and I don't think, so I really think at the same time though, like I don't know, bro. I think it's fluke. I think the coach. I think the coach
receiver was fucking Nico Collins.
I don't-
He can't get a better
and
receiver.
the other best receiver they lost.
though.
I think the coach.
Nico Collins.
I think the
What about
coach.
Tank
I think the
Dell?
coach are going to come back. I think the coach are going to come back next season.
What
and
quarter-
be-
oh, yeah, I
Anthony
love
Richardson.
Anthony
Yeah,
Richardson.
he was
I-
hurt.
yeah.
I think
I think the AFC South
I
is going to
mean,
be.
Trevor Lawrence. I told y'all. I've been telling y'all about that
He's
shit.
ass, bro.
Thank you, because y'all had
I'm
y'all.
sorry.
Oh,
I
he
did.
might
I
be
was-
better
I
than
was-
Justin Herbert.
I was
Yeah,
like
I
neck and neck. I was
That's
doing.
dumb.
Fuck, they're
I
not.
was.
All right, let's answer the question though. If we got to pick one team that's going to compete with the Chiefs next year, who we
The
pick?
Chargers.
Bengals.
Oh man,
Bengals.
out of that, you talk about out of AFC or in
Bengals.
general?
AFC.
Bengals.
Chargers.
Oh, okay.
Bengals.
AFC
Based on what with the Bengals though?
Chiefs. I have to go with the Chiefs.
Because when the
he said who's
no, because for the Bengals,
Who can be throwing the Chiefs?
Who can throw the Chiefs? I mean, I would probably say the Bengals. Maybe the Bills.
Chargers.
I can see the
No,
Bills.
the Bills are
Yeah.
cooked.
Bills or
Bills are
Bengals.
cooked.
How are they?
the thing about the Bengals is
They
like,
gonna build.
had
Gabe
a
Davis
number.
and Stephon Diggs are both probably out of there.
yeah.
You think so?
Huh?
You think? I know Diggs.
Diggs
though.
not. Diggs gone.
The fans was doing Gabe Davis greasy. They was
Yeah,
cutting all this shit.
bro. Gabe
Oh,
Davis.
yeah,
Yeah, Gabe
facts.
Davis said he out of there.
They're gonna
no
draft
way,
a receiver
dude.
though.
Khalid said no way. You know that's his dog. He ain't going for that shit.
It's not a fluke though. Like it's really not a fluke.
I think you could.
I don't want to
Strong
say
word.
It's
fluke,
crazy because 17 after like the 10-game mark is like.
but 11 and
now we
6.
got
They going
Philly.
11 and 6 again.
It was unexpected.
Are they going 11 and 6 again?
I mean, that division ain't like
That division is decent. Let's not act like that.
It's really
hard
not,
to
though,
go
like,
11
The
and
Colts,
6. I mean,
the
it
Colts
ain't-
almost made it, and the Jaguars obviously
I mean,
almost
but
they fell
it's
apart,
not
but
like
they could have
no
made it.
gritty
Yeah.
ass division. I mean, like
So
it's very feasible.
who's your pick
The
to?
Chargers.
So why? I want everyone to kind of get their little explanation as far as to what team.
I mean,
they're picking.
legitimately, because now we have Harbaugh. That makes a huge difference.
All right.
The
I'm
nigga is
really-
Ohio
I'm really
State
getting
fan.
that.
Now he's a big.
But-
fan.
Now
hey,
he's a Harbaugh
so-
guy. Y'all hear
hey,
this?
so look, this
Give me
is
this
this
shot.
is-
Get that clip.
This is a double
Okay,
thing.
so clip.
Vodka.
Harbaugh played for the Chargers. What are y'all talking about?
Okay, bro.
Bro, let's not act
Shots
like
of
that.
vodka.
Let's not act like that.
Hey,
Let's not act
you
like
always been a
that.
Harbaugh fan, man.
Come
Come on,
Clearly.
bro. No, what would I have said though? I said Harbaugh was a better coach than Ryan Day the whole time he was
Well,
there. That's
That's-
never something I didn't
that's
say.
not
I've
even-
never admitted that.
I mean, that's
I mean, it's never. I
That's
never
not really
really
a
admitted that.
debate.
So at the same time, yes, I'm geek, but I think at the same
It's a little
time,
bit of a
I think
No, it is.
I don't see the Bengals because I think the Bengals are going to lose a lot this offseason.
Who did they
Who
lose
did they
though?
lose?
What's
They're
T.
not-
Higgins?
T.
They're
Higgins
not-
is
I
not
don't
coming back.
understand why
T. Higgins
everyone
is not
thinks that
coming
T.
back.
Higgins is leaving. Okay, people got to understand.
So if they
football
pay
players-
T. Higgins and then they got to pay Jamar Chase too.
they are
They're not going to be able to pay both of them.
Well, they already announced. Okay, they
and the
already
Bengals
announced
and the
their
Toyota
they
Chief.
franchise tagged him already.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, well, there you go, man. If
He's
they
gonna be a
franchise tag,
Chiefs.
you got another year.
No, T. Higgins.
They haven't franchise tag him yet. The tags don't come out till next week. They can't even tag him yet.
But I
They
feel
already
like
reported- I think they
I feel like they
already reported
probably
that,
like who else do they tag? Who else do they tag? Like who else? Like if you look at the Bengals and you look at their roster, you say they're
Who
going
they
to lose a lot
pay?
of people.
Like,
Like
why
Let me get a cup. Let me
who
get a cup.
who are they going to lose though?
Dude.
Like outside of like T. Higgins, like is there really any other
They're
big
not-
piece?
okay.
Like Tyler Boyd's going to leave too.
Hey,
But
he's
just
on
drafted
his
another-
last leg. Anyway.
Yeah, he is.
I mean,
He's not.
we don't
but
know because he don't get no targets. He don't get no
good year.
targets though.
He
had a
played
good
really
year
well when
this
T
year.
was hurt though.
Yeah.
But
Exactly.
he was still though. He was still kind of produced. But T was.
I think he need to go somewhere where he can actually get the fucking ball. Like he can be productive. Like he's gonna be
What's
like
up with
second
Joe
option.
Mixon?
I think
What's up
he's
with
a
Joe
second
Mixon?
option.
So I think this kind of leads into
Yeah,
what
Joe
we
Mixon
was
too.
asking
Yeah.
with
So yeah, so
offseason moves.
I think so. I'll let y'all go first. I'm gonna go Jimmy going straight on the line. So what do you want to see your team doing in the offseason?
So me being a Lions fan, y'all already know, we
Some fucking linebackers.
sold the bag. No, we don't need linebackers. We need a fucking secondary.
Yeah, I'll second.
Because as long as Cameron Sutton is our cornerback one,
Nice.
anybody that lines up across from him, like I was watching yesterday, just randomly, I was bored. I was watching the top 100 catches in the NFL this year, and probably like a good 10% of them
That's
were
nasty.
all were like it was Cameron Sutton.
Alliance.
Cameron Sutton and Mike Evans. Cameron Sutton with going up
Top.
against CeeDee Lamb. Cameron Sutton up going up with Justin Jefferson.
That's
Even
nasty
though we
work.
were like,
Y'all have the worst corners.
Because y'all got him as a number one. Don't let him hold
they have
because he
the-
can't hold, bro.
No,
That's kind of on
he
y'all.
shouldn't be on the field
I mean,
at
it
all.
is, but like
He should be on the field.
It's like he should be on
He
the field.
should
Why
not
is
be
he
on the
holding the
field.
best niggas?
No, he shouldn't be on the field.
so like, so
Yeah,
he's
that
our,
too.
and
Yeah, he's the nickel corner.
so
yeah,
granted, we
yeah.
didn't really have a a whole lot of like we signed Cameron Sutton, and we signed Emmanuel Mosley. Those are the 2 cornerbacks that we signed last year in the offseason. And I was like, okay, that's better than what we had before. Because honestly, I was cool with getting rid of Jeff Okudah because that guy stinks.
I mean, but he had a decent season in Atlanta. He had a better season in Atlanta than everybody did in Detroit.
New change of scenery, might play a little different. Yeah. But like realistically, like our safeties are good. We got Brian Branch. We got Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, who didn't even play last year. He played like 5 games total last year, including the playoffs. Yeah. And you got Kirby Joseph, who's playing well. And then I think also on top of the cornerback and the secondary in general, I think we need to get somebody else to go next to Aiden. Because Aiden does all the work on the defensive line. He's the only one. Changer. He's the only one that's out there making plays to get to the quarterback. Like we don't have anybody. Like we have some guys here and there that'll do it. Like it might be James Hudson.
You need a whole new defense.
Anzalone.
Like that's what it sounds like. Yeah, defense.
So it's like that's what we. I hope that we
get a new defense.
That Brad Holmes, that Dan Campbell say,
yeah, the nigga say,
yeah, bro. Like, I don't even want. Like I just
we need new defense. We need new corners. The only thing we got is safeties. We good at safety.
I mean, our linebackers are young. Like we're good at linebacker. Like our front, like it's defense. I don't want us to get anybody on
that. So Sean, what you got for us, man? Because he got the whole new defense.
Yeah, you know,
brand new defense.
I wish I could play bad too, but
yeah.
The Bucs are so fucking weird because we were not supposed to be this good. We were supposed to be kind of that middling team, maybe like Baker.
You know, we just kind of
I thought y'all was gonna get a top 5 pick this year. I swear.
Yeah,
let him talking shit.
Yeah, no. So like, it's kind of good and bad that we had this year that we had last year because now we're in a pickle. I don't personally have a problem with paying Baker like a 3-year, like $60 million contract because when you look at our roster, like we have the talent. Like we have no. I mean that's what Gino's getting.
Yeah,
so if you think. That's what Gino's getting. I wouldn't be like have a problem giving like Baker like a 3-year, like $60 million contract. We bring back Mike Evans. We got to have Mike Evans, retire as a Buccaneer. I would say as far as the biggest needs for the team, we got to get better like linebackers. I think Devin White. He's probably going to get out of there. Devin White got benched. People forget that Devin White got benched, last year. We actually played a lot better for him. But I would like to see probably some more linebackers, and I think the offensive line is key. But I mean, if you look at it, I mean, we're still in a weak division. I still don't like Derek Carr, Bryce Young. Who the fuck knows? The Falcons, they don't know what they're going to do at quarterback. So
that's true.
I mean, it's definitely possible that we're back in the playoffs again. I just think that if we ask, I mean, if you go back to the line, the Lions were the better team, like by far. But I mean, we still have the ball with the drive, like to tie the game at the end of the game. So like, if we can, kind of get there as far as to like the consistency on defense.
Yeah.
I mean, I still think the Bucs, are the dark horse that people are.
So you saw what I sent you about Baker possibly. What was it, $40 million a year or something like that? Is what he wanted.
That's insane. So 120 for no.
It's probably going to realistically be like a 3-year, like 75. It probably will.
That's
be
like
375. That sounds cool.
It's probably 3 year.
So I think that would be
after 80s even serviceable. I mean,
it's going to be scary.
Really,
but it is still going to be scary because we have a new offensive coordinator. So that we're going to see how that figures out. But
what pick do y'all have?
So
I mean, we made the playoffs, so we have like the 20.
Y'all was right by us. So I think y'all was right before us. We were 24th. I think y'all like 21 or
so 21st. Yeah, so I think it's like 21st, 20th pick. So but I would love to see us draft a quarterback. So
for sure. So general manager, because who was our second one? Kyle Trask? Is that y'all backup?
Yeah, Kyle Trask.
Yeah, get that shit out of here. Get that shit out of here.
But I think like next one. Yeah, but I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if like the Bucs take like a shot at like a Michael Penix. So I think Michael Penix is probably going to fall like in the draft.
I agree.
So I think we could probably get a guy like him. I mean, I personally don't like him, but I can see them taking like a Spencer Rattler too.
Not a fan of that.
So
Spencer Rattler.
First round?
I hate that guy.
No, not the first round. I mean, talking about just later in the draft.
Okay, yeah.
We'll see.
The Buccaneers have the 26th pick in the draft.
26.
I'm about to say,
and the Lions have the 29th pick in the draft.
So
26 is going to be tough for a quarterback. I mean,
they just get one later in the draft. They get one later, second day, maybe third day.
Who would you see yourself doing, Jay? General manager Jay. What would you see yourself doing with the Chargers? Y'all made a lot of moves this offseason already.
Coach staff.
So with the coach staff's good.
I know what I'm saying.
They all came from University of Michigan.
I know.
Oh,
that's
man.
right.
Here we go.
See, look, Jay knows.
No,
he knows.
I just know what's happening this November.
Oh, he knows.
Anyway, I would love to see belt to ass. I would love to see us at number 5 if Marv is available, which I think the more and more I'm looking at it, he may be.
I'm sorry.
Number 5.
He's not falling. He's not falling.
Who's going to get picked before him? Who's going to kick for him?
It's going to go Caleb Williams, Drake May.
I think Jaden Daniels
or
number 2.
Jaden or quarterback. Arizona.
Yeah.
Arizona's gonna take him.
takes him
It's
at
supposed to
4.
be going Jaden Daniels.
They have nobody to
Yeah.
throw it to. So.
Line that. I mean, I guess Hollywood's leaving too.
But
Huh?
it's a lot of
So
receivers,
even if he's not there, then at that point, like I said, if Marv's not there, I would either want Brock Bowers or I want Malik Neighbors.
Yeah,
So I would want one of those two at that point.
But our receivers, like, I know this is a really deep receiver class.
yes. But we have
like-
to, because this is the thing. Our salary, so our cap space is in hell right now. So we have to get rid of Mike Williams.
No,
Mike
that's
Williams
fair.
gonna have to go. And it's, the
Yeah.
thing is, Mike Williams just can't stay healthy, and it's nothing against Mike. He just can't
Yeah.
stay healthy. So then you're gonna have to restructure Keenan, and then we still have Josh Palmer or Quentin Johnson, we drafted last year at that point.
Quinn Johnson's
Which
the
you-
biggest fucking problem.
Bust
Yeah, he
ever.
stinks.
Thank you. So it's like at the same time, like we
Talking to
need
like
we
Eckler.
need a pass catcher. Austin Eckler's gone. Like that nigga stinks. So
So-
you need other players at that
so
point that receiver.
With y'all at the 5th pick and Marvin, let's say Marv is gone. Do you really want to take a receiver at 5? Like,
Take Brock Bowers.
Who else would you
Take
take?
Brock Bowers.
I would take Brock Bowers. The receiver class is so deep this
It
year.
is.
tight end
I
is
agree.
good, though.
I would say
mean,
that, but
it's-
at the same time, Brock Bowers could be generational though. Yeah,
No,
he is
Brock Bowers I would
generational.
take. I mean, you look at-
Generational.
You just
Like-
gotta hope so.
I think
Yeah.
it's small.
Everybody said the same thing about Kyle Pitts too, though.
I mean, they did say that, but also Kyle Pitts could be his system.
Yeah.
I mean, Gronk is fucking huge though.
Gronk
Yeah.
is-
I mean,
Yeah.
but
Gronk's
Brock
different.
Bowers just looked like a small lad in the league.
He did.
bro.
Look, he did though. That
This nigga
did
look real
that
Scottish.
didn't look good.
Yeah,
That didn't look
But
good.
it's
That
like-
didn't look good. I agree with you.
But
But he played SEC and he was in the
That's
SEC
true.
doing.
That's true. He was going crazy in the
yeah,
If he
SEC.
played at any conference,
With Stetson
yeah.
Bennett.
if he plays any conference in
But
college,
in
that's the
y'all
closest
eyes,
to the league.
In y'all eyes, SEC ain't shit.
I mean, shit. SEC and Big Ten
It's
is the
harder
two best
football.
conferences.
So,
I didn't say
all
that
right,
either, bro.
so let's get to the fucking team that farted out the worst. in the
Hey,
Oh
playoffs.
yeah,
Yeah.
the frauds.
Yeah.
No Texas.
Yeah.
No Texas.
Little Texas,
Little
I be
Texas.
fucked up. Let me talk
Okay,
about
big
shit.
Texas. So
If I'm the Cowboys, man, first we not in the first round. We not taking the quarterback. We not doing none of that shit. We gonna start with a receiver because that's gonna add to the offense. I think our defense can get away with some shit. I wanted to draft a linebacker because we always draft fucking O-linemen in the first round. They don't pan out. So that's not go there no more. Let's get a skilled player that we know can produce in our system because anybody can produce in our system, literally. So let's get one of the guys like Malik Neighbors, Adunze, how you fucking pronounce his name from Washington.
Washington.
So let's go get him one of those
I
top
don't think they're gonna be
receivers.
there though.
Keon Coleman, he gonna be there.
There's gonna
Yeah,
be
I believe
the receiver
Keon
class
Coleman
is
at like
very
30. It's loaded.
deep.
Yeah.
So,
Donnie Mitchell.
You got dude from
Texas.
Oregon, Troy. What's his name?
Troy Franklin.
Troy Franklin. You got options. So
You
it's
got
like
the 2 or
can
3
dribble.
receivers. I think all 3
'Cause, you
receivers
know,
from Washington is coming out this year.
Gallup is gone.
Yeah.
we getting him out of here.
But I
But
think
we
y'all still got
traded him.
Brandon
God,
We still
damn.
got Cooks. So, but Cooks,
Gallup gone.
Cooks getting older though. So it's
And
like
then y'all got
we
Schultz.
need one more. We got Schultz.
I
No,
think
we
y'all
got
got-
gone. Schultz is
Schultz
gone.
gone.
We got Jake Ferguson. He's a
Oh,
dog.
Ferguson.
We gonna
Yup,
keep him.
Ferguson. Yup,
Then we
yup,
need a
yup, yup.
linebacker. We need a linebacker and a D tackle. That's it.
So Tico, I want to ask you because it seems like what moves can you really do to move the needle? Like
To make us
last year,
competitive,
like,
that's
was
the
so
hard
bad. Like as far as to just like the full job,
Mhm.
like
Yeah.
what? And you're bringing back Mike McCarthy too,
Yeah.
and you're losing or Dan Quinn.
Quinn's
So-
Dan Quinn's gone too. So like what's gonna change? What's got to change? I guess for this off season to this next season in order for you guys to
It's
at
gonna
least
be
get
Mike
the
Zimmer for real.
championship?
Mike Zimmer is gonna be so.
Do you like the hire?
I'm indifferent. I'm optimistic because he's not a terrible coach.
He's
It's
a
like
great
he has
defensive
success. Like so defensively, he's been good. Like he's
Better
not. He doesn't
coordinator
have,
than a
he
coach.
doesn't. Yeah, he doesn't have a bad track record as a DC. So it's like I'm optimistic because Dan Quinn. If y'all have noticed, like when the Cowboys play, when we get in these packages, bro, we have a lot of safeties. We don't have a lot of linebackers. That's why all these teams can run on us. Anybody can
Yeah.
run on us because we have these small ass safeties getting washed. These O linemen get to this next level, they getting washed.
Running through
So I think Zimmer gonna come in and just come and run that basic package where we got actual linebackers in there. And
Yeah.
I think that's where you're gonna see the difference at far as the run game. And I feel like that's gonna make it easier for the offense to score points as far as field position.
So I feel like personally, from looking at the Cowboys,
Yeah.
I don't feel like y'all need to focus on offense. I think y'all need.
I think we do.
I think y'all need to attack defense.
Defense,
we
because
gotta-
bro,
we
your
can focus
offense
on
is so
receivers
good.
later
I
on,
think our
bro.
defense
I think
is
you can get
good,
receivers
bro.
later on.
But the
No.
defense can be better though.
That
It
defense
can
can
be,
be
but it's
Secondary
like-
is good.
But I think that's
I
good
agree with you.
coaching.
I think it's the
that's
offense.
scheme,
I
though.
think
Yeah,
you're
I
right.
think
A lot of people would think the defense. A lot of people would think the defense is because like they did have a bad game against the
Yeah.
Packers, but like really you got to look at that. That
Offense
offense got off
scored.
such a tough start.
Yeah.
And like the stats on that offense with like at home and Jerry World and on the road
Yeah.
were
ridiculous.
But they were at home.
Oh yeah, I
But
believe
they were
that.
at home in the
He was
playoff
like
game.
400 yards offense is
Yeah.
fucking home, bro.
But is that coaching or is that
Well, no,
weapons?
I think the thing that people a lot of times miss about like the Cowboys is that like Tony Pollard was such a disappointment.
was so bad.
I was just about to say, y'all need another running back.
Yeah.
Y'all need another
Yeah.
running back. If anything,
And we've seen Dak
anything.
Prescott like play like his really like
Like,
himself
that's
football,
dope.
like when he has
A
that
good running
complimentary like football
Football
running back
facts.
with
but
him.
this was Dak's damn near best season.
It was damn near his best
Damn near his
season.
best season.
I mean, I
It
think
was
it
damn near his
was
best
a little bit, but like when you kind of, it's funny how you like the NFL season, like when the season's over, because you kind of look back at like
Facts.
who they've like
Right.
like the teams that they beat. Like,
yeah.
Right.
yeah, like
right.
we all knew all year that the
No
Cowboys
big
were like
wins.
front runners. That
Yeah.
like when they play a bad team, they're
They're
not just gonna
gonna
beat them. They're gonna like
Except for the
supercharge
Cardinals.
that bad.
Yeah.
Except for
When
the
they play
Cardinals.
those good
Except for the Cardinals,
teams,
right.
you know, with like good defenses, where it's gonna be like a tight game.
Right.
They didn't really have like that consistent like running game to like really like balance it out. So like,
No, yeah, I agree.
it's funny when you look at like the season like after
Yeah.
the fact, because like
Yeah.
I agree with you. I do think
It's
with the
offense,
offense, like
yeah.
you really do need to work.
I
on
think
that.
if y'all got a different
Because-
running back, that would be cool. And I
I
think
think
y'all
the power back behind there too.
draft the running, so
Change the
draft the
pace
running
back,
back.
yeah.
Yeah, but they have fucking
Yeah.
Deuce Vaughn, who's like,
Yeah, like we need
small
somebody back there like
yeah,
AJ Dillon.
yeah,
We
like-
need somebody that's gonna bruise these niggas, and then Tony Pollard come in and get
And
the
then
little
they
like
can definitely
side
get
zone,
some
little
plays.
halfback
And they can definitely
stretches.
do
The
that
dude
in
from
the draft
Wisconsin
this
is
year.
pretty
That's
good.
what I'm saying. It's a lot of
Allen-
running backs.
Yeah, Braylon Allen is
Braylon
a
Allen. It's a
quarterback.
lot of, I
It's
mean,
a lot of people. It's a
skill
lot of
position wise
It's
on
loaded.
offense,
It's
loaded.
The whole draft is loaded from tackle,
It
from
really
lineman,
is. You're
and
right.
edges.
You're right.
Okay, so the last 5 minutes, I want to talk about this. We talked about this last night at fucking Lindy's. This shit was silly as fuck. So Super Bowl next year gonna be in New
yeah.
Orleans. My
Yeah.
guy Weezy already trying to vouch that he wanted
Not
the spot
happening.
to perform. Jay said
Not
he too much of an.
I can see it happening.
I think we should give our
Much of a
Super Bowl
nigga.
pick and then who we want. before
Okay,
we have,
so Super Bowl pick. Who y'all think next year?
So I'll start. And y'all already know how I
Gonna say
feel
the
about
Lions.
this.
Holy
I am
fuck.
gonna say the motherfucking
Take a
Lions.
shot.
Give me one. We bring it back. We bring it back Ben Johnson. We bring it back our squad.
Yeah,
Like
bring it
we
back.
gonna get better on defense and our secondary.
I
Like,
got lit in 20 minutes.
hey, hey, just know my Lions are gonna make noise
They get
next
two.
year.
They get
I'm
two.
sweating like a motherfucker.
Man, I don't
This
know.
little
We might
hoodie.
get a Chiefs Lions, maybe. Maybe like a
Hopeful. Yeah,
That sounds
He
nasty.
that
probably
nigga's
my
real
ass,
hopeful,
man.
ain't he?
That sounds
They,
nasty. All
they beat them
year-
one time.
Y'all might get out the wild card.
all
Y'all
year.
might get out the wild
Now
card.
we might get out the wild card, but we
Now
just
they
made
had
it to
a
the
Super
NFC
Bowl.
Championship.
Who you
game.
got, Sean?
That's crazy.
Who you got, Sean? Pish posh.
Y'all gonna respect us, man.
Pish
Period.
posh.
I swear to God, these motherfucking Bengals are gonna come
Oh
back.
my God.
Let me tell you why. Let me tell you why.
He won.
If you look at like how they were, okay, so like they had a weird start of the year. Joe Burrow had the calf injury. Like I think that whole like Joe Burrow's injury prone, like okay, like the motherfucker like broke his finger. That's such a fluky injury. Like he'll be fine.
No,
Two
he
Season
shouldn't have
ending
played.
careers.
He shouldn't have
Two season ending
He'll be
injuries
fine.
in
But
4
like
years.
you look at listen, look at like how they were playing like before like he got hurt. They beat the shit out of the 49ers
They did.
on the road.
Steve
With,
Wilkes
like
sucks.
that, if you go back and look at that game, that was like one of like the best quarterback games I've ever seen in my life.
Right, it's true though.
Play
We
by,
talked,
like, a
yeah, we
fucking
talked about
quarterback.
that. Literally,
They were gonna
That's the
beat the
top five
Ravens.
performance all time.
They were wrong. So I'm gonna go with the Bengals. I think they bring back T. Higgins. I think they can like address like a little bit of the issues they have,
They can.
and I think that division just takes a step back in general. As far as to who they're gonna play in the Super Bowl, it's gonna be kind of a hot
say
take,
Lions.
but I'll go with the fucking Packers.
I was about to say.
Hey, bro, you just took my fucking
I'll go with
pick.
the fucking Packers.
Hey, you took my pick.
I think they're in the division. I think they're in the division.
Not
Yeah, they're in
here
the
for-
division with the
I'm gonna
Lions, but
say.
like
I'm
Not
gonna
here
keep it real
for-
simple. I'm gonna keep it real simple. Chiefs.
I got the Packers.
Chiefs against who? Chiefs against who?
Chiefs against Packers, but Chiefs are gonna win.
Can't beat them, join them, huh?
Okay, we gotta get off.
That's that. No. Can't beat them, join them, huh? That's
You back in your division,
Can't beat them, join them, huh?
motherfucker.
You see what they
No,
do to us
no,
last
I
year?
think-
We're the Super Bowl
Jordan
champions.
Love and Matt LaFleur is about to be cooking.
I'm just so
That's about
impressed
to be
by
a
these
cooking
niggas,
I was
bro.
very impressed.
Their
They
D
did.
line is
Combination.
stupid. Their D line is
They
insane.
did.
Their
They
D
did
line
play
is
a lot better the
nasty.
second half.
They
and
get some people in the
receivers-
secondary.
The receivers look crazy as well too.
Them
bro.
niggas might be
them
scary.
Them niggas, like it's.
Hey,
They
listen.
receivers, and they got a whole bunch of just like low,
They
like
got-
little small receivers.
No,
that
they
just-
got the one.
they got
like
Henry,
big bigger.
Yeah,
But
Wait,
Jaden Reed,
watch this,
Dontavian Wicks. Dontavian Wicks.
Hey,
he's
he
nice.
came out.
He's
He came out the second half of the season.
Hey,
and balled.
he told fucking Cowboys out the frame.
Man.
I said,
Yeah,
"Somebody get this nigga."
Hey.
I was getting Donald Driver flashbacks.
Oh
Like,
my God.
Crazy.
We all pick the Packers. Do we just think like the Eagles and like the 49ers and
I
like,
think they're gonna
the
fall off.
Cowboys? Do we just think
Dumb
they're all
niggas are
I think the 49ers. I think the Eagles will more than the 49ers
That's
will.
dismissive. Just think they're all dead.
Eagles are good.
you know, I'm not gonna say shit
Eagles
about the
are good.
Cowboys. I'm done doing this
It's
shit.
just
every
because
myself.
Jalen Hurts
I'm not
is
doing
just
this shit
not,
myself
like,
anymore.
You look at the Eagles. Jalen Hurts is not a guy that like I can say like, oh
Eagles
yeah,
are
he,
good.
like
I'm
they got him
comfortable.
to the Super Bowl, but
Yeah.
it's just like
I'm
he
not
don't have the
comfortable
arm talent that these other quarterbacks
And he gonna
have.
give that bitch up.
Yeah, he can run the
gonna
ball.
fumble
Like,
that bitch too, though.
yeah,
Fumble that bitch.
Hey, I've already given my Eagles. I gave all my Eagles
Hold
things.
on.
I said they were gonna lose the first
Hold on,
half.
so we got a minute left, right? So I'm gonna talk about Lil Wayne trying to get him this fucking Super Bowl shit.
Only
man.
way it's happening is if Drake and Nicki Minaj.
So we said, so in order for Lil Wayne to perform, we gotta have Drake and Nicki Minaj here. That's the only way he gonna get on there.
Well,
Yeah,
Wayne.
has
Well,
to.
but see, the thing is, Wayne can do whatever he wants. Like if he's getting selected to be on the Super Bowl,
Nah,
like
he would have to
whoever
be-
he wants.
Wayne doesn't have the power.
He would have to get featured. I feel like
Yes.
Drake would have to be the headliner.
For sure.
and then-
I mean, but
Minaj and Drake would like perform the Super Bowl themselves, headline before Lil
Well,
Wayne.
who's the last person
Right
to actually
So
do a
that-
Super Bowl by themselves with no other, like nobody
Usher.
else? No, Usher had Alicia
The
Keys up there.
Yeah.
The Weeknd.
I don't think anyone has ever
We
like,
can
just
kill
finished
that
straight
bitch.
I mean, but at the same time, they bring in like
We
they
can't
bring in
do
features.
one.
But I'm saying like
That was
Drake,
COVID,
like
though.
the headliner would have to be like Drake or like we said, Nicki Minaj.
It would be Lil Wayne.
Nicki
and Lil
Minaj
Wayne,
bigger
they
than
would
hell
know
no.
Lil
Nicki
Wayne.
Minaj bigger than Wayne.
Bro, you got to think
Bro,
the Super.
it's
It's the
2020,
shoe we're talking about, bro.
it's
This is the
Nicki
NFL.
Minaj bigger than
Oh, that's true. That's very true. But I can see it.
Them niggas aren't
Nicki
giving
Minaj
Lil
bigger than
Wayne.
Wayne?
Them niggas aren't giving Lil Wayne a Super Bowl halftime. Y'all crazy as
Thank
hell.
you for joining us on Drunk Us podcast.
That's the
Niggas
NFL.
just
Them
told
white
me
men is
Nicki
gonna
Minaj
laugh.
is bigger than Lil Wayne.
Yeah, we
I
gotta
don't know
stop
the
that
statistics
short.
right now.
She
We gotta
is.
get the fuck
She
out
is.
here. She might be,
No,
but I'm
she
not
is.
taking it. Thank you. Wrap this shit up.
It's
Tyler.
on, y'all.
Thank you.